I'm too sexy for my love, too sexy for my love, love's going to leave me. So sexy it hurts, and I am too sexy for Milan, too sexy for Milan, New York and Japan. And I am too sexy for your.
That was hysterical.
Honestly, you couldn't have a better entrance to a place like that. We literally started the mood off right in that place.
Mm-hmm. That was hysterical. That definitely started it up.
Forget my favorite ladies in the world. For anybody that does not know these wonderful ladies, is Lauren here?
I am.
She's on the bottom.
She's on the bottom.
All right, we're all here. Good. It's really cool. I love it. These are my peaches. I always say my peaches, but you know, I don't own them, but they're my sisters. And we do a lot of stuff together, as y'all know. So we're doing a recap of our Hinsdale. Oh, what happened?
We lost somebody. Kelly's gone.
Kelly was having internet issues, so she might have clicked off.
I thought she was doing an Irish goodbye again.
It's possible. It's possible. No, that's Jossie's MO.
So we had like some really, really good. We had an awesome weekend.
Oh my God, yeah,
for sure.
That's
it was
great.
a great weekend. Not just paranormal wise. Like I will have to say that ever since this, Hinsdale is now my number one most favorite spot to investigate.
I'm going with that one. It was fantastic.
I don't know.
I mean, the stuff that happened. I mean, you hear people talk about stuff like this, and you're always like, oh, I'm so jealous, right? Because we go investigating, and if we get some good EVPs here and there, we're happy, right? But I mean, like from everything from like physical. And not in a bad way. It was not in a bad. Nothing physical was in a bad way. We had physical touch. We disembodied voices. We heard stuff moving. Our equipment was upstairs by itself and reacting and going off and making noises. And I mean, it was so much. And I think there were a lot of things that also occurred. I mean, I was so comfortable there. Even though we were having all these experiences.
Were you really? Were you the whole time?
Outside at nighttime. We'll talk about that.
No, I was comfortable too, for some strange reason.
I was fine. I was
comfortable. I was supposed to go back. I was
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, like, you guys went out to dinner and I was there by myself for 2 hours, 2.5 hours. And not once did I feel uneasy, scared, like, I wasn't anxious, nothing. Like I wasn't worried or anything. I was actually doing EVPs with like confidence, and you know what I mean? Like it was usually, and I've never investigated by myself. So
I did kind of feel uneasy in Mary's room. I'm not going to lie. That's probably the only room in the house that I didn't feel great in. I don't know why, but I mean, it wasn't negative, but it was weird. So that's probably the only room that I didn't want to be in by myself. The parents' room actually was a little bit unnerving for me too. I don't know why. Those two rooms, but then the other little room off to whose room was that? The other little room upstairs.
Laura.
Yeah.
Laura, yeah.
I was fine in that room, even though it had a creepy doll. But in every room downstairs, I was fine in.
Look at Rob's comment.
Seriously? Oh, good. Get him started already.
Well, nothing touches me, so I'm not very desirable in the haunted houses. I'm golden.
No, listen. The worst for me,
I didn't
and the
get touched.
absolute worst was the bathroom. That to have that toilet
That
so close
basement
to that basement door was. It was a little scary.
I was honestly telling them to knock on the door. I'm not going to lie.
I wasn't shutting the door anymore.
I peed, and then I was like, okay, before I get up, I'm like, just do it. Like I was talking to them that way I could just wipe and run. Like, and I was in the middle of a pee.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Well, if you're going to be scared shitless, that's a good place to be at.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
And I did the same thing, Kim. I sat down and I'm like, all right, what you got? Nothing. You know,
But I peed first because I wanted to make sure that I didn't want to be in mid pee and then have to take off because something crazy was going on.
Right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, Denise, thank you. Hi. I was just gonna say, we do have some stuff together. Just so you guys know, we had a lot of stuff running like all week. I have one recorder that literally had 11 hours straight on it. and we did buy the video of our both nights. So, and we're all trying to get through it. So we do have some stuff to share, which is why I'm thinking we have to do a part 2 of this, because like I said, there was a lot of stuff that happened, and luckily we either had video or audio the whole time.
Mhm.
With hi Cal.
Hi.
Oh, there you go.
But even
You're so low.
we had some audio or video that we did that they didn't record, which is fine. But we have my recorders going.
Look at Wes's comment. Can I buy your video?
No.
Yeah.
How much time do you have, Wes?
Yeah, you gotta share.
Yeah, you know,
We can talk later.
and he wouldn't be unsatisfied.
He would be entertained for sure.
Yeah.
You know, it all started for me. It all started when Lauren and Dana and Kim, you were in the kitchen when you guys got that EVP. That was probably the best I've ever heard.
Oh yeah,
Hands down,
amazing.
it was one of my favorite of all time.
It's the best EVP I've ever gotten. Honestly,
Okay. I have it. Cal, I'm just muting you because is that better? Talk.
Yes. It was a lot of feedback.
yeah, I hear.
So there's like a little bit of background. There's a little bit of background from so I'm just going to mute. When you want to talk, just unmute yourself. Okay. She can unmute herself.
I think what.
Great.
So before you play it, I think you should kind of give a little background how we were all in that living room and
Yeah, for
was
sure.
happening. And I don't remember which one of us said it. We said, I don't, like everybody go outside and investigate down by the graves or down by the water or whatever.
Yeah, great. That was awesome.
Try to isolate the room a little bit. And it was the first burst we did. The second everybody walked out the door.
That was great.
That's what makes.
Oh my God, I've done that all weekend. That little spot, that little group was great.
And it was just you and Lauren while Kim was in the bathroom, right?
Right.
For that one.
I was in the other room, and I was in the room. Then I left the room periodically, and then I came back.
You walked out just because we left the door open.
Yeah. I was like out periodically, and then right back.
Right.
So then it's Lauren and Dana were in the room, and they start to do an EVP burst, and they ask a question about, do you feel uncomfortable? Somewhere along the lines of, do you feel uncomfortable with all these people? Because there were 7 of us. And
we all talk.
That's a lot of energy.
Yeah. And you hear an EVP, and you hear it sounds like it says, in my opinion, they got out. And to me, when I listened to this, for me personally, it felt like, well, I'm thankful that they got out because yes, I was feeling a little stuffy,
That's how it felt. The whole energy in the room changed when everybody left naturally, because that's a natural, phenomenon of emptying out a room. But that's what I said made that so special, because it was so directly responsive. I've never got anything like that before.
Yeah. So here, let me play it. Right? Does anybody have anything to add?
But just know that this is in the living room, and we're basically talking into it was Beth's little corner where the dolls are.
Right.
So we're kind of talking directly into that little section.
Right. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so it's just the two of us in the room. Soon to be the three. It's Dana and Lauren. Does it ever overwhelm you when too many people are in the room, all trying to talk to you?
That's it. I heard it.
So awesome. I'll do it one more time. I know, and it's so loud. Like
the
right
actual
now,
recording, like on the, this is a recording of the recording. It was like somebody was sitting in the room with them.
It was a lot clearer. It was definitely class A, clear as day EVP.
Yeah. Awesome. Let me, I'll play it one more time.
Okay, so it's just the two of us in the room. Soon to be the three. It's Dana and Lauren. Does it ever overwhelm you when too many people are in the room, all trying to talk to you?
I'm glad you cut off that point, because then you hear Lauren, what the fuck was that? What the hell? Oh my God. Because you think it was so loud when you played it back.
Yeah, that was amazing. That's amazing. I love that. It was so great. We got that. That was on the first night.
Right.
That was the first night.
That wasn't the first EVP we got, though, right? Because didn't Lauren leave a recorder going? Yeah. And when we came back from dinner, immediately she was listening to it.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
That's how you guys can sleep upstairs.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Before we went to dinner, I went upstairs into Clara's room, and I just put down my recorder, and I said, all right, I'm going to come back 2 hours later. As soon as I hit play, and it gave us like an EVP right away. And that's when Jossie was like, okay, we're not sleeping upstairs. We're downstairs in the living room together.
It did remind me of Lizzie Borden when everybody was in that living room area.
Yeah.
Lizzie, it was a Lizzie Borden like craziness.
Yeah. So meanwhile, guys, and we don't have this audio yet, so I didn't get there yet. But me, Megan, and Kelly were out by where they had just recently found 11 graves. And they have them marked and stuff. So we were out there. Now, let me tell you something. I hear how everybody says like outside at Hinsdale feels worse than inside and stuff when people talk about it. But I think the reason that is because you can't, oh crap, hold on. You cannot see a thing out there. It's so dark. And when they tell you, watch out for bears, you're like, that did not leave my head. That's all I talked about the whole time we were outside. We were like we heard this loud, as if like a boulder got dropped on the dirt. It was like this thud. And I said, what was that? We're like, I don't know. So I said, all right, I'll feel better if we have the FLIR and if we have the night vision goggles. At least we can see what we're looking at, So we go in and get them. We go in and get them. We go out. And luckily, we saw a cat. So we...
And deer. We saw deer.
And what are you talking about? That thing?
No. We saw like actual deer when we were first walking out there and they were jumping away.
So we were able to, we saw those with our bare eyes, but me and Kelly looked at the FLIR and through the night vision goggles, both of us, so that we could see what an animal looks like. So we knew what to look for if we saw an animal. Because all I was looking for was a big deer. So We did get an EVP. We did an EVP burst, and I asked, "Does your family know you're here?" And we did get a no. But I just I haven't gotten to that audio yet to clip it. But we definitely will share that at some point.
Did you get that on yours? I know I have it on mine.
Yeah, you do have it on yours. Awesome.
Yeah.
So we did get a no, and then we hear this thud, and then Karen starts freaking out because I can't see anything. So I'm like, look, let's just go back to the house, sit at the fire. We'll let them finish in there, you know. So we're sitting by the fire, and you know, we hear a thud back by the house. So I turn around and I'm waiting to see if somebody came out of the bathroom or shut the refrigerator, you know, because sometimes you have to shut that and you can hear thud. So I didn't see anybody. So I start to go back this way with the flashlight, you know, and I say sorry to Kelly because the flash went in your eyeballs, and I see 2 eyes get lit up, right, with the flashlight. And I go, what's that? Mind you, I'm already on this like heightened thing for something. I'm like waiting, right? And I'm trying to tell them, I'm like, there's something over there. So I look in the FLIR, and as I'm looking in it, this thing turns. And when it turns, it was as wide as a bear. It was big. And I was like, that ain't no fucking deer. And I stood up like this, and I put my flashlight back, and I could see the eyes, and I could see it going like this. And it was like walking towards us. I said, that motherfucker's walking towards us. And I ran so fast. My equipment went everywhere. I ran
through Megan, through Kelly.
Through
the ground.
Look out, clown.
It was her dude run moment.
All I know is that I do not want Taryn to back me up anywhere at any time, because she's just going to plow right through you and kill and send you to die.
If any came back with my defense, if any of you just started to run, I would be following you and I would ask questions later.
Meanwhile, Kelly and I are out there.
I was telling them, I'm like, that's a bear. I was like, that's huge. And I was like, it's coming for us. I'm like, no, deer would be coming walking towards us, right? So I'm like, gone. Like, I literally, my butt cheeks were clenched, and I almost had a tear coming out of my eye. I was so scared that this bear was going to charge. I ran so fast in there, and I was like, I don't know where they were at. I was like,
you didn't care.
They're out there.
That's right. She did. She ran right in.
I ran right in. You know, in my defense too, because we're listening back on audio, there's been a few times that my partner in crime down there, Jossie, you know, said, "Oh, I'll run right over your dead body." Like, I got it right on record.
I'll see you later.
Exactly. That's what we called it. I said I pulled a dude run.
Yep.
Yeah, there was a question. Who runs? Not to interrupt, but there was a question. Doesn't Dave Haynes and Bill run that place? No, it's Daniel Place.
Oh, here. Sorry, I missed that. No, it's Daniel Klaus. That owns it.
But I'll tell you, when you ran inside, Taryn, and you were inside, you were there for a few minutes, and you could see you were still so. You know,
I literally thought it was a bear, and I'm like, this thing's going to come in the door. Like, I was so scared. Like, what the hell are we going to do? I didn't know why they weren't coming.
Because we were trying to fucking figure it out. Sorry.
I know.
It wasn't a bear.
At one point, you hear, because like I said, I ran, so my equipment all went on. I didn't even give a shit. The equipment went on the floor. I held on to that FLIR really tight, but everything else went flying. So my recorder, so you hear Megan at one point. You hear them both talking, right? Kelly and Megan, they were talking, and you can hear them going back and forth, like, what is it? I don't see it. I see it. I can see it. I don't see it. And then it's like, she goes, it's fucking Bambi, right? And you hear them come in and say it was a deer, and you hear us all start laughing, right? But then I'll let you tell the rest of the story, because now you guys talking from account. So
because of the chaotic nature of Taryn, and everything was like, oh my God, it's a bear, which I still don't think it was a bear. I'm not saying they're not up there, but I've never seen one there. I didn't see what I thought was a bear. I never saw the eyes thing like you did. But I know Kelly was looking through the night vision binoculars, so whatever you saw on FLIR, she was not getting the binoculars.
There was nothing on the night vision.
Right.
It didn't show up at all. I saw the eyes. Yeah, I saw the eyes with my flashlight, and the head looked like a deer, but when it turned away, not deer. I don't know what it was. I can't put it together.
Exactly. It's the same thing that happened to me. And what's weird is that we could see the cat in both.
There's
Yes.
too much feedback, Kelly. You got to go on mute.
Echo. I'm hearing an echo.
Yeah, we both knew what an animal would look like. So why, somebody had mentioned to me earlier that, how far away you might have been. I don't know how close it was, Kelly, to you.
By the time Kelly and I went in, I would say like maybe 80 feet or
Was
so.
it still coming towards the house?
It was.
It turned away, but it was close. It was, 10 feet from the end of the house, and we were at the other end of it. We were by the back door. It was towards the weeds by the pond.
Mm-hmm. And it was turning around the pond to go towards the front of the house. But because everything was so chaotic, I went with what Kelly was saying, because I couldn't really grasp what I was seeing. I almost saw like two separate things, and it was kind of wispy at the end. So in my brain, I'm like, what the hell is it? Kelly's like, it's a deer. It's a deer. So I'm like, all right, I'm going with Kelly because I trust Kelly's eyes because my vision sucks. And we did not have a very good flashlight because I don't know if Kelly's flashlight was up or not, but I could not see whatever it was illuminated. So I'm just trying to calm Taryn and everybody in the house down like it's a deer, it's Bambi, it's a deer. And then we kind of left it at that because it was all uneasy that night, a little bit outside anyway. And on the way home, Kelly and I were talking as we drove to and from Hinsdale together. And I'm like, I don't think that was a deer. And I couldn't make out a person, I couldn't make out an animal, but I know I saw something. And I have to leave it at that. We don't have anything to show for it, but
I looked in that, I saw it in the FLIR. I don't know what it was. Like I said, when it turned, it didn't have the body of a deer. I know that.
Mm-hmm. It was big. I know it was big.
It scared. And when I'm telling you what, with that, when the second time I saw the eyes, but they were like, it was like it was moving like this, like walking, and it was coming towards us. I was like, I literally got so scared, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Greg said it eats peaches. Doesn't everyone eat peaches, Greg? I mean, seriously.
Yeah. Oh my God. I don't know if it was standing up. I have no idea. No, I didn't actually stick around long enough because once I saw the body, I was like, oh my God. No, they weren't red eyes. They were glowing as if it was an animal.
I would do at night for the most part of the, catch
it's like bluish, like those glowing eyes, and I can tell you right now that whatever it was, I felt like it was like staring deep into my soul.
It was uneasy. It was definitely an uneasy feeling that came with it. And it wasn't just because of the chaoticness of you running in. Even when Joss and I went out a little bit later on our own, we lasted maybe 3 minutes. And it was just, it was unsettling to be outside. Like I felt like I was somewhere I shouldn't be.
Yes.
So and I was really let down by it because I don't know if everybody knows who's listening. I've been to Hinsdale 4 other times before this, and it was like the perfect setup to recreate something I've seen before, which were these awesome little blue lights at Hinsdale. And it was a new moon. It was a nice night out. And I was so excited. I'm like, I can possibly see these lights again. That's why me and Jossie went back out, and we were out there for 3 minutes, and then we're just like, nope, time to go in. We're done. Which is, again, you never know what you're going to get when you get to that house, because I've been there and I've been in almost complete darkness in that backyard, and I have felt calm and cool and enjoyed it. And it was just different that night. So.
And Taryn, you could see Hedy Zorman said possible Bigfoot, but we already discussed that wasn't an option, right? Because that's one of the questions over there.
Yeah. I saw that possible Bigfoot. I did put it up. I don't think so. It wasn't. I mean, I think it was an animal. I just don't know what. I don't know. I'm telling you, I literally saw that shit and I was out. It
wasn't the right size to be a Bigfoot. It wasn't the right shape. It didn't have the right motion. There was nothing about it that resembled anything I've ever learned about Bigfoot.
Right.
The eyes would have been so much higher too.
Yeah.
And the eyes were not.
Right.
To me, it was wider than it was tall. At least that's what.
Yes.
Did it seem?
Yes.
Dominant.
Yeah.
Didn't seem
That
dominant.
night. That night, yes.
Yes, I'm telling. When I saw that, I literally, my butt cheeks were clenched, and there was a tear. Like, you know, when you're 5 years old and you're walking up your basement steps, and you
Oh yeah.
try to run
Oh,
so
yeah.
fast because you feel like something is like smack dab right behind you. You swear it.
Yep.
That's what it felt like times 1,000. You know what I mean? Like, I legit, and I was trying to tell them. I was like, dude, it is coming. It's walking through. I was like, I'm out. Let's go. Like I said, let's go. I was freaking out. I've never done that ever in my life. You know, I wouldn't. It wasn't close enough to where if I sat there and thought about if it was like a legit bear, like if it was a bear, it would have gotten me in 3 seconds. As far, you know what I mean, for to run from the fire pit to the back door.
Did you guys smell anything? Because I don't know how to say the name. Is it Hetty? Saying that it stands upright, smells terrible, could stand still.
Oh,
I'm gonna shut off for 1 second. I'll be right back.
so she's saying that the deer and the bear's eyes reflect yellow. This was like a whitish, bluish.
Okay.
Oh.
I saw it green.
I didn't
The
see
eyes reflected. When I hit it with my flashlight, the eyes were green.
Okay, maybe that's what. Yeah, maybe that's really.
Maybe it was me.
Activity in the house coming from the outside or working from the inside out.
That's a big question about that location.
That's a good question.
It is.
Night
think
we
it's
were there. Even the sleeping with Lauren, that was like.
Oh, I got a good 4 hours that weekend.
I don't even know.
God.
Yeah, I think I slept about 5 the second night.
Holy mackerel! I couldn't.
Nina and I were sleeping in Mike's room, and we slept like babies the first
course you did.
night. Like babies. Like
Nice.
I had a great night's
Oh my
sleep.
gosh! Oh my gosh.
That second night when it was me, Tara, and Lauren, Megan. I think you might have even been asleep already, and Kelly was up.
Kelly.
We started hearing walking in the kitchen, and that
Oh
was
my
when
gosh.
I think I think Taryn, you even called to Kim. You were like, Kim, is that you? I mean, it sounded like hairs were being moved. It was crazy.
I'll tell you that I knew it wasn't.
I
me
was
because
recording.
I was out.
I got it on record. I just have to plug it. I got to get it off. I got to get it off and put it on there so I can cut that footage. I have it. You can hear walking. You hear the. I thought Kim stopped to get a piece of candy out of one of the buckets.
We actually turned around to look to see if that was her. It was
Right.
She was in bed. She was in a room.
And then right after that happened is when I got touched on my leg, and I was
Right. As soon as we realized that it wasn't Kim,
and the REM went off.
Yes, the REM went off.
But ironically, I got touched earlier. So
Yeah.
I was touched earlier.
Right.
And then Megan got touched later that night. And ironically, in the same, first we were in the same room that got touched, but I was in bed sleeping that night. But her and I got touched in the same spot on the leg
So
at like different times.
right.
Yes,
Bizarre.
like someone was running their finger down my leg and then like stopped.
Yeah.
So strange.
So yeah.
strange.
So, but and then for me, I have this big, huge Yoda. What do they call it? Smushmallow or whatever.
Yeah.
I was sleeping on the couch. I slept on the couch the first night, and something poked it.
Yep.
It was enough to push onto my head, like push my head up a little bit. But I could feel, it felt almost like just an index finger poked it. Like, what is this? What is this thing?
Well, that was like the first night when something touched my ear. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what? I mean, I love watching that video.
And that video looks like you're getting shocked.
I'm like, oh my God. Okay, sleep. Yeah, merely a suggestion.
And there's
at that point.
There's also EVPs in the background right after you got touched.
Yeah.
I can't
And
remember.
Megan hears one of them.
Yes, that was
Megan
another.
actually hears
This
one.
definitely has to be a 2-part show because I have that clip. You know,
which is
I heard it. I thought I heard it said, "I'm leaving," and thank you, and all kinds of interesting things.
Yeah.
No
What do you mean?
scratches.
What part?
No
of it?
scratches.
No scratches.
No
yeah.
scratches.
No.
I didn't feel threatened in that house.
no.
Not
I
in
loved
the house.
Like I said, I was
I
there
think-
for 2 hours, 2.5 hours by
I
myself.
loved it.
I think
was
they
amazing.
enjoyed our company. Honestly, I really think that they
Yeah.
enjoyed our energy. You know,
Yeah.
Which was
We're a lot of fun.
interesting. I didn't know which way it was going to go because I'm always told that it reacts better to less people, and I've only been there either by myself or with maybe 1 or 2 people with the other times I've gone. So you know, here I am talking the place up to you guys, like, oh, it's gonna be great, and then I'm like, 7 female energies is I don't know how this is gonna go, and it seemed to enjoy it. Maybe I don't know, but it reacted to it.
It was a lot. It was a lot.
So here's we don't know if it says Daniel or Danielle. This is just a clip where somebody had clipped a video from upstairs.
Oh, that's me. That's me.
Okay, Lauren, yes.
Did you get the? Oh, good. Yeah.
Is it? Can you not hear it?
I can't hear it.
Everybody mute.
Okay. All right.
Wonder why that's not playing. You know what? Hold on. I don't know why that's not playing. That's weird. Let me see if this one does.
That's me.
You can pet the cat too if you want.
You were standing in the living room.
So that was the right now one. Let me try to play this.
Kim, that was terrible. That was me singing terrible, terrible. In my defense, I did not know we were being recorded. Well, I mean, I did, but you forget. So
What you talk about, Willis?
what you talk about, Willis?
That reminds me so bad of Mr. Chow in The Hangover when he says that. What you talk about, Willis?
I literally say that at least 22 times a day.
Oh
So what are we hearing in that clip besides Kim?
Yeah, I'm not hearing it on this part, but I've heard it in the clips.
Yeah.
It's hard
I'm
to
not
hear.
hearing it on here either, except for my horrible singing.
So let people know what we heard there.
What is that? That's Lauren's video. Lauren, was that like bangs and can she hear me?
Lauren.
She should.
Oh,
Oh, sorry. I was muted.
that one was that some like bangs or something like that?
No, that wasn't. That was the one where she was talking about Willis.
Mhm.
And after she says that, you hear, "Oh boy!" But you can't. On my end, I couldn't hear it. You have
It
to.
was the singing.
Was it clear on your end? Because when I heard it just now, your playback, I don't hear it.
I don't hear
very-
it back here.
It's too soft. It has to be louder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't know why this other one isn't because that one's pretty loud.
Yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
I'm gonna actually maybe share screen or something so that I can.
Yeah. See if you can.
I don't know why the audio isn't.
Yeah. What a bummer because
Hold
I
on.
really want you to hear these.
Yeah, why is it?
Too soft.
No, but you can't even hear anything. Like
Barely.
in all the other ones, you can still hear. Here's one that says like bangs and stuff.
Okay, now at the very end it was loud.
Yeah.
Why is it? Did you do something different?
I didn't.
I definitely heard the thumps in there though.
Okay,
I was hearing
let me
those bangs were inside.
Yeah.
Let me explain what had happened. So here we are, we're downstairs and we're talking and laughing and cackling and whatever. And we're probably not paying attention to what's going on upstairs. So what I hear is about like 10 seconds in, I hear now. It says now. And then it pauses just a little bit and you hear rap on the wall. Nothing. Another pause, rap on the wall. And we still didn't hear it.
Yeah,
So it's
no.
almost like I wonder how much goes on and we missed it, you know?
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
it's such a shame you didn't hear it.
Well, you know what's even crazier about that is when I was by myself. when I was by myself, remember I was upstairs and the REM pod totally went off for like 30 seconds that we put up in the room that, what was that, Mike's room? I put a REM pod in there.
In the room Kim and I was sleeping in?
Oh, yeah. That's right.
When you guys all went to dinner and I was upstairs and I never caught it on record. But you hear like this 1 second of it. But there was another recorder that had it on there where it, like, I said I had a recorder in the room because you said the REM died and you just changed the battery. So I said, oh, let me check on my recorder. I had one in the room. And you hear it going off for like 30 seconds straight. And then it does like when you go over to touch it and it goes that, like it goes like that real loud. When you touch it, it makes like a different noise. You
Like a
hear
squeal.
that. Yeah, you hear that. But I never heard it. And I was right upstairs. And you can hear stuff. You can
Small
hear
house,
it.
You can hear everything because of those vents in the ceiling. There's vents in the ceiling, and so you can hear a little mouse go like this, across the floor.
That one time we were in the living room, you could see the REM pod colors right through that grate in the ceiling. We're looking up and we're seeing all those colors. Do you remember that through that grate?
Yes, Wes, that's correct. He said that some of the best evidence he's got is when we were on break or not paying attention, and that was our best evidence at the house.
Yeah, like when we were just like kind of hanging out. I mean, we did get some EVPs like while we were doing the EVP.
Oh, yeah.
So, let me see. There was a question. No, haven't been to the Bel Air house.
I'd love to.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I want to go everywhere.
I know, right? After that like totally recharged my paranormal investigator battery.
That's
like, bring it. Now I'm like, oh, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. Let's set this up.
Listen, for everyone that's watching, there was a point in time where we were sitting in the living room, all of us, and just talking and BSing and just whatever. We would do some EVP sessions and then we would take a little like talk break in between or whatever. I mean, our equipment was going off so much that we were literally like not ignoring it, but we weren't even paying attention because it was just like it was the norm.
Yeah,
so
blending in.
It was just blending in because it was like the norm. Like our equipment was so active, especially in that room.
Yeah, until we heard something slide on the floor, which we thought.
Yeah.
So Hetty is asking if any of us ever used an SLS camera. We have one. I have one. We use them. I think it depends on the environment with which you're trying to use them. And in that particular case at the Hinsdale House, you would never have a clear background to really, I don't believe, get actual true evidence that you could rely upon. Because those, as much as I love my SLS, they definitely pick up a lot and, map out a lot of things that are not there. So if I have an environment with a plain wall and not a lot of stuff in there, I love my SLS. But I brought it, but I think you'd all agree it wasn't really the great environment for it.
Yeah, it picks up too much and it'll map out stuff that could look like, plus the dolls are there and everything like that too. So it would never.
Yeah. There was way too much. The house had way too many things in it. There was too many. It was small. There was too many, noises and sounds and lights and movement, and there's no way that you could get true evidence that way.
Yeah,
my camera took the ride, but it didn't go to work, so we didn't know.
Yeah, or have mediums on investigations. Sometimes we do. Sometimes I do. I know I can say. Sometimes I investigate with April Doucette. She's a psychic medium, so I have done investigations with her. But
it always puzzle.
Normally when we're together, it's like just us. You know what I mean? Investigating, so we're good. I trust these guys, so it's 100%, and I know that nobody's gonna fake anything, or we're really gonna try to investigate and try to find ways, to see if it's a natural thing or not.
I'm skeptical. You have to wow me in order for me to be like. I mean, you really have to do something in conjunction too with something else. It's not just like a stupid bleep on a piece of equipment that's going to be like, oh my god. Yeah. So for me, I'm skeptical.
Yeah, and I gotta say, this is like the best. I mean, it's a lot, to go through audio and video and stuff.
Yeah.
But because when we're together, we're so funny. Like I love listening to it. Like it's not a boring review at all. Like I'm like, oh cool, I got 11 hours on this one. Awesome. This is gonna be great because we don't shut up ever.
I have to say, you don't ever shut up, and I really try.
That's true.
That's true. I do have that. That's so funny. Oh my god.
Agree, Rich.
Can you shut the fuck up? So we can...
And then I couldn't stop laughing because it was clearly addressed to me, but I wasn't shutting the fuck up, so I needed it.
I know.
And after I requested, I'm like, "Can you shut the fuck up?" And then all hell broke loose, and there was no shutting up at that point. But I try so hard to shut people up when we're investigating.
It was so great.
So do you see Wes has a question, Taryn? You want to put it up there?
Oh, it's because I was going to play something. Hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was in the wrong screen.
That's all right.
So he says, I will be there in 2 weeks, just 4 of us. Do you recommend a certain area of the house over another? I think
I love the living room.
Just go in, open.
The living room is my favorite. Yeah.
If you sit in that living room, you'll hear it all.
And
I say the living room, but I also say the master bedroom upstairs because I think we had a lot of activity on our equipment in the master bedroom. We had movement right up above us, which we're still trying to figure out. Something moved, a chair, something moved, but we all heard it at the same exact time downstairs. So it wasn't just one of us going, "Did you hear that?" We literally all heard it simultaneously. So I'm going to say that there's activity upstairs in the master bedroom, but also the living room is pretty active, I would say.
I haven't seen much out of the basement.
Sleep in the living room.
Sorry.
Was that? No, I was going to say sleep in the living room if you can.
Mike's room. Mike's room is the best sleep you'll ever have.
There were 5 of us in there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mike's room was it's like sleeping like a baby.
I did. I slept like a baby.
And we were like sardines.
We were.
Lauren and Jossie were like this.
And it was still intense, right?
And Megan was on the one couch, and Kelly, you were on the other couch. Yeah,
so
we were on
the you just had a post up from, I think it was Nicholas, about he had a pin toy.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I wanted to kind of touch on that because Taryn had that train that you'd had for years, you said, and it's never gone off.
Right.
And it went off like all night.
Upstairs, it went off.
And I thought it was broken. And then it was going off all night upstairs.
In front of Mary's room, in the master bedroom in front of Mary's room, just in case anyone's going to ask that question, where was it active? It was extremely active in the master bedroom in front of Mary's door.
I just find that really exciting when you think you have a broken piece of equipment and you bring it and it hasn't ever worked and you're like, I don't even know why I bought this, and then one night it's like, it's what works. It was a pretty cool thing.
And I think
it's pretty validating.
It looks like a toy train. Mm-hmm. You know, so I definitely think upstairs was more kid active, like children or child, you know what I mean, as opposed to anything else upstairs, like only because of the interactions that came with that stuff that we had up there, you know, like the train especially. Then we heard the train go off and I was like, that was the train. And you hear the scraping noise and we got it on record and you can hear it goes. And this train is just a normal trigger prop. It's like literally I bought it like probably 12 to 15 years ago. It's just this like little, and I haven't thrown it out. I don't know. And I just said, you know what, I'm going to try it, which is, you know.
And the batteries were fresh. So it's not like the batteries were going dead and it was going off intermittently. It wasn't going off like constantly or like bleeping every, you know, just for everyone that, oh, did you change the Yes, the batteries were changed. And also our REM pod in the middle of the master bedroom floor. That went off a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, that went off. I mean, we literally heard that often. Okay. I mean, just as much as Dana's music box in the living room when we were all talking. That thing was going buck wild. And those batteries were changed multiple times.
We kept resetting it because you're like, no, it can't really be going off.
It can't be real. Yeah, I'm like, reset it.
Let me recalibrate it. And before I could get my fat ass back to my seat, it's going off.
And we would move it.
We're like
different locations in the room, right? So for everyone that, it could have been the location in the room. No, we moved it to different locations, made sure nothing was in front of it, tested it out. It was going off as we were talking and or asking questions. So it's almost like it wanted to participate, whatever was there, and it was blending in.
Sorry.
That's okay.
It was also too when they have those little scan codes, you can hear the story.
The QR.
Yes, that's right.
And every time it brought up Father Megan.
Yeah, Alex, Father Alex, was it? Alex?
With the
Father Alphonse? No.
About the exorcism.
Oh yeah.
It was Alphonse.
Every time that it said the name,
it would go off.
Music box would go off, and it was only when it said his name. So we tested that out a couple of times, and
so that's good advice for example, I think Wes said he'll be there in a couple weeks. Make sure you scan those codes and let that play out loud, because we definitely got spikes every time we did that.
And it's right, and it was so interesting. I think I hit every one. I don't think I missed any of those. Right? It was really a lot of fun. So yeah, it's good history there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's amazing. And he said, when Tiffany was walking us around about, talking about just finding, I don't know how recent it was, but the 11 graves there, so that's interesting too. But where the hell was I going with that? Well, here's an example. This was upstairs. I'm trying to read the comments too. I'm going to get to everybody's comments and questions. I'm sorry, but I have to go out of the comment section to put the videos up, but I'm going to play the EVP because it's hard to hear through the radio through that. But when we go back and listen, so when we're reviewing it, you can actually hear it. So we were upstairs and somebody had said, our name is the Peaches. Do you like that name? Oh, and two of us said, yeah, or something like that. But then you hear this other, yeah. And I heard that. I said, because it was a whisper. Like none of us, we were trying to be really good with not whispering. And if we did, we would say it was us. And we were tagging everything. It's all throughout the entire audio.
Even stomachs, everything.
Yeah. So I heard it. So the original it's kind of hard to hear, but when we were listening back, it was louder on the review because we had that speaker. So I have two videos for that because I'm going to play the real one and then I'm going to play us reviewing it, and then you can hear it. But so here's the hopefully the audio carried over to this one.
They call us the Peaches. Yeah. Do you like that name?
We knew they grew.
Did you just hear yeah?
No.
I heard yeah. You did? I heard. What is that?
On the playback players.
Yeah, beep.
All right, so that's hear how hard it was to hear. It's there, but if you listen, Now this was us reviewing it, and you can actually hear the third. You can hear somebody goes. One of us says and somebody says yeah, but then you hear right before I say, did somebody just say yeah? Because you can hear.
Everybody mute.
Everybody here is in this room with you. We are all ladies.
They call us the Peaches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you like that name? What was that?
What?
Was it like a
Yes,
or something?
Do it again.
Yeah.
But that's what she heard.
I didn't hear it.
I didn't ought to be here. Yeah.
We knew they grew. Did you just hear yeah?
Oh, wait.
Oh, gotta go
Go back more.
Ladies.
They call us the Peaches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you like that name?
You got it. Yeah. He's like, you heard that with your ears. How did you hear that?
That's good. That's a good spot where you are.
You did?
I heard. What is that?
On the playback.
Yeah.
Good.
So you could hear the yeah then for sure, which is why that's why I included it. Because
Yeah, Chris, there was a yeah. It wasn't any of us, so we confirmed that. So that was. I mean, it's hard because she's doing recordings of the recording. It's. I don't think you're doing the actual recording, right? It's not coming straight from your recorder, right? Or are they?
That did, yeah.
That was okay.
Yeah.
Because some of them are like recordings of the recording, so it's not as clear.
Well, that was the actual my audio from us reviewing. So it's recorded and we're listening back to the audio. And I always left my recorder going the entire time, which brings me to what we were going to say is like I'm finding that when this is happening, when people are doing EVP bursts, and then I'm going back and listening, and then there's like answers and stuff like that. We got that one time where there was like an answer after when we were playing back. So it's one of you guys had brought up a really awesome thought process on that whole thing. Was like Megan said, what if they can hear better listening to a recorder the way that we can hear better listening back to the recorder? Like we don't always hear.
That was actually an amazing moment.
We were all like,
But actually, that proved to be true because every time we played back the burst session, it was responding to it. So
wasn't the music box going? Every time we played something back, the music box kept responding to the recording we were playing back.
Yeah. Definitely tested that theory out to see, if that's true. And
we should do more of that actually, because that definitely was eye-opening to me.
Yeah, that was awesome.
You're so smart, Megan.
That's like my one smart moment for the year. I'm done now. I met my quota.
Very tired.
oh, that's Phil.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna have a smart moment on our next investigation.
Okay.
You did. You told Jossie to shut the fuck up.
Hey,
It was
Karen, what happens,
happens?
Karen, if I put up will that play? Nah, if I kind of like show the video here, and so you could hear the audio of the REM pod going off upstairs. That last one where it says "be by it," and then a couple seconds later it starts going off. I don't know if I can, if I kind of hold it up close.
Oh, you're saying like what we just said.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm trying to figure out a way that I really wish that you guys could hear what I snipped off, because
We need a tech person.
Are you talking about
for heaven's sake.
Are you talking about the Daniel?
No, not the Daniel, the one with the REM pod where I picked up, it said "be by it." It whispers "be by it," like as if go by it.
As if
And
to
then-
go to it. Yeah.
You didn't send me that one. Send it to
I
me.
did.
You emailed it?
I sent you 4.
This is why there's gonna be a part 2, guys.
Yeah, it's a
Well, hold on, because I have 4 videos.
Play
Let's see. Let me see.
It's probably the largest one I have. So
Let's
it's
see.
this. I wonder if that would play. Would that play? Look at me. Wow, how techie am I?
Oh, that's good.
Right.
This is good.
Yeah. Well, they really just have to hear the audio, really.
Okay.
This
is true. But then you can see the REM pod going off, which is kind of
Let's all mute and see if when Lauren plays it.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't get that one, but we can definitely play it.
Okay. Good. Okay, hang on. Okay. Bear with. Oh, you probably can't hear it. Oh, shit. No, wait a minute. Yeah, it's not going to play as much. It's not going to play as loud. Sorry, guys. My bad.
Coming on part
Karen,
2.
didn't you have that? Didn't you record that to play it? The REM pod going off?
Yes.
You record that?
I have the clip, and I sent it to Karen. It's just not playing.
Mm.
At least I thought I
didn't get it.
You didn't get it?
Mm-mm.
You only got 3?
I'll tell you. No, I think you sent me the same one twice.
Oh, shoot.
No, she's not, Wes. We all are. Just saying. I'm
What?
just kidding.
Yeah, I agree.
What?
It's not cute, Wes.
It was a brief, shiny moment, Wes. Please don't put that pressure on me.
I wonder if you ladies did one night and all male team another night or weekend, if the responses would be better or different depending on the group. Yeah.
Interesting.
I think that's
That
a
would
great
be.
question.
That would be.
I like that. Yeah.
Would anybody?
Because there is something to be said about investigative teams that are either all men, all women, or combined. But for some reason, when we were in this place, call it what you want, it was just on fire. I mean, we have barely touched our recordings, and we must have 30 EVPs that we just don't know how to play.
So seriously, it's like, oh my God, Taryn, I sent it to you, by the way.
There might be something to certain things, you know.
Well, we have hours and hours that we still haven't even gotten to.
Right.
So, I mean, there could be amazing things on there that we just don't know about yet. We just haven't had a chance because there's so many hours of video and audio.
We might need a part 3.
I mean, we're talking about Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday. We were there half the day. That's a lot of hours of audio and video. So,
and multiple recorders, you know, not only the first one, but some of them.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can play this Daniel one.
All right.
And then bring it on. Yeah, what the heck?
Someone asked about a baby crying. No, we didn't hear a baby crying. None of us.
No, but I did get an EVP about talking about the baby crying, but nothing you're going to hear tonight. The heck?
Let's see. Can you guys see me? Okay. Let me try to add it again.
What a bummer.
Because the one that I have, it has audio to it. So I'm just gonna try to do it again.
Try, yeah.
Here's one that you guys didn't hear yet. I got it and I just kind of clipped it real quick because I saw it was on the only thing that I was able to get downloaded. But it's faint, but you hear someone say, "I'm here," and it's not the "I'm here" that we heard. This is like a whisper. In here, I'm here, somewhere.
Play that again, Tara.
Yeah, no, I heard it.
Words.
I don't know. I can't make it out the first part of it. It sounds like hear the second part, but it's hard without like.
I totally heard.
I hear it.
I totally
hear
it. Clear as a bell. It was very faint and female. It sounded like female.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Come in
It's
here.
not that-
All right, let me see if I can play. Let me see if this one will play music. I mean, the audio with it. Here's the Daniel or the Danielle video. It was right there. It's so low.
Yeah, it's so low. I wonder why that
But
audio.
you know what? But when I'm watching it, you
hear
can hear it so
Totally
loud.
hear it. Yeah, you guys have heard it too.
I
know.
can-
And
there was no
I sent
audio
it-
for that.
There's no audio, but I sent it to Dana and Jossie, so you guys have heard that. The 4 clips that I sent you. The
Oh, yeah,
EVP.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see about. Let me see.
Want a beer.
What?
Sorry, he said. Wes said, "I want a beer."
I wouldn't. Let me see. Nope, I'm not. I don't say it yet. Oh, but you know what? Didn't you say you I don't see it. It's not. I don't have it.
What? The new one that I just sent you?
Yeah.
Check your spam.
I'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
There were literally so many. And it was like I said, it's like we took it for, it's not that we took it for granted, but it was almost like it was just so much part of our stay there that it wasn't even, it was like they were there and it didn't even like affect us because it was like they were part of us.
Right. It became very comfortable being there after a while. It was like our little home. It was like our little weekend away. We had our candy. We were sitting around the fire. That was so amazing, sitting around that fire outside. Oh,
we were just laughing, talking, having a good time. Like just,
great.
It was like we lived there.
Yeah. And there is a giving tree. And this was a new experience for me too. And it felt so wonderful. Right. So we went up there to give stuff to the giving tree. And for some reason, I was pulled to this tree to the left of us. I look over and I just felt, okay, let's give to this giving tree, but let's start our own. You know, like I want to give to this tree. And my peaches were like, you know, all about it. I love you guys for humoring me and doing that and wanting to do that with me. You know? Yeah.
Felt it.
So
I think we all felt. I think we all felt the same way. It was almost like instantaneous. We were all like, "Yeah, that's what we should be doing."
yeah. So we did put stuff on the actual giving tree, but then we started another one. And I said, hopefully people will just start decorating all the trees, you know, and giving to all of the trees that are around here. And we've even, I mean, we have to ask Dan or somebody, but they want people to donate apple trees. They want to plant apple trees.
We
right?
got an EVP from that. Do you remember? We just don't have it, but we asked if we could do a peach tree, if we could plant a peach tree. And I forget what the answer, I forget what the response was, but there was an EVP response to that.
Yeah. So yeah, and we're gonna find out if we can actually plant a peach tree. So when we go up in Wildwood Sanitarium in April, I think Kelly looked it up. We could plant one, so that would be pretty cool if we could do that. But it would be a peach tree for sure.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Yeah, it was fun.
Let me see now. What else? I mean, I wish I could play the Daniel one. I did.
When my box was going off next to all of those dolls that we kept trying to reset it and it kept going off again. I don't know, one of you I showed with the infrared cam, I was taking pictures and one of them looks a little bit like a face. Which one of you did I show?
You showed me.
And if I could only get it off my camera and onto something, I will send it to you guys. When we do the additional one, I'm the worst. I still hit Control-Alt-Delete. So
we don't need a tech class.
when I get that loaded, I will definitely send it to you because it's definitely weird looking. And there's nothing there for that to be popping up like that. But
yeah, and the other thing is too. That's cool. I wanted to plant the trees. Oh, yeah. Chris said it sounded like in here. I don't know. I'm going back and forth. Obviously, it's not a Class A EVP, but you know,
it's like a Class F.
I mean, it's like a C. You can hear it, and you know, but it's not like definitive. So you don't know if it says in here. I'm here.
I'm just joking.
I'm hearing here though.
Yeah, I do hear that. And then I know I played this already, but I'm just going to play it again because I was actually trying to play the Daniel one and making sure that the audio. But here's another one where I said you can touch that cat or something in here right now.
Let's meet. You can pet the cat too if you want.
If you are standing in the living room, what do you think you look for at 8?
Cat too if you want.
If you are standing in the living room, 1970.
Cat too if you want.
Yeah. So
that wasn't part of the recording that was playing in the background that said you are standing here in the living room. It didn't say right now you are standing here in the living room, right?
Well, none of them said that. And also that was a whisper. The recording was talking normal. You know what I mean? You can tell.
I'm just debunking for the skeptics out there. Kenny.
Kenny's not here, right?
No.
I invited him. No, I couldn't. I couldn't send out invites. Craig said, I think it was popping for y'all because being all women there, Spirit probably felt safe with y'all. So if a male team got together, it would be very interesting how Spirit would react. Yeah.
Well, that's like the Conjuring House when we went to the Conjuring House, right? And, you know, when your husband showed up, Dana, everything kind of just went.
He was a little, little disturbed by it.
Yeah, and then he had a reaction. That was so much fun. Yeah.
You know me at first, I'm like, he's just drunk, and then I'm like, oh no, it's actually really cool.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was. I wanted to bring up. I wrote some stuff down to bring. So I wanted to bring up.
This was honestly one of the most active places that I personally have been to. I've been to a lot, but this was by far one of the most active places.
And it was the most active since I've been there. So, I mean, it's always had something, but this was definitely the most active it's been since I've been there. And that was the 5th time I've been there. So,
which is so amazing to hear from you, Megan, because again, you've talked about it so many times, and to hear you say that is pretty cool.
I also want to touch upon this. So the house attracts a lot of attention. And so if you do go there to investigate, they have a sign you can put out and says private event, but people are going to drive down there to take pictures of the house, and they turn around, they leave and stuff.
Or ask for a tour of the house, like the guy asked me. It's like, oh, yeah, you're not getting a tour of the house.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. But yeah, so the first day we were there were 3 state troopers that were parked. And we looked out the window. And we were like, okay, I'm happy it's state troopers. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, it's state troopers, all, but I messaged Tiffany and I said, is this normal? And she said, yeah, they patrol the area a lot because they have people that come down and, try to cause issues or whatever. So, anyways, the last day we were there, somebody had yelled, the sheriff's department's here. Right. And we were like, what? So it wasn't state troopers this time. It was sheriff's department. And there were 2 of them. And they both got out of their cars, and they were walking up through the driveway. And, somebody had gone out and said, can we help you? Is everything okay? Something to that effect. And he said, is there a what sounded like Katie Bellinger here? We have a 911 call that came from a Katie Bellinger, and she said she was at 3 Bear Drive or 3 Bear Road, and when we put it in our GPS, it brought us here. And we were like, really? I'm like, that's odd. And the reason that they said that was because somebody had said to them, oh, well, maybe, because we were like, well, maybe like we're leaving. We didn't know if somebody else was coming in behind us that might have, you know what I mean? Like what might have been named Katie or whatever. But they said, yeah, no, we got a 911 call, and they said this was the address that they were at. But he said we GPSed it and it brought us here. So we reached out to Tiffany again and asked her about it. I'm like, do you know anybody by that name? Is there any road around here? And she said, I've lived in Hinsdale my whole life, and there's no Bear Drive in Hinsdale. And I don't know anybody with that name, or at least sounds like that. We didn't say, oh, can you spell it? That's just what it sounded like, Katie Bellinger or Dellinger or something like that, and that was odd. That was just weird.
And just to confirm, I followed up with Jeff Bellinger, and it is not a relative of his.
Yeah, we weren't sure. We had no idea. The cops were just like, okay, well, sorry to bother you guys, and they left, but it was just really weird. That was weird.
That was so weird, actually. Now that you're saying it, I forgot about that. So much I forget about.
That's why I wrote it down. I was like, oh my gosh, I got to write some stuff down so I know I don't forget, like, to bring it up or talk about it,
Yeah. The other thing I was thinking of that we didn't mention, and I don't know if it wasn't a lot of it, but when we were outside, we did hear some very peculiar noises. And we kept saying, oh, it must be that one lady, because there's only like one local person in the area. Do you remember? Oh, it must be the banging noises we would hear from the woods. We're like, oh, it must be the old lady again. Well, that old lady must be partying like Guns N' Roses, because that was just way too much noise to be coming from one old lady's like little trailer. But I don't know if you guys remember all that noises.
Yeah.
Like drumming, like a couple of times now and
we
then.
did definitely heard drumming.
Well, I mean, even I mean, like that whole situation that happened when I dude runned it, like
Dude runned it.
Can't even stop laughing about that moment.
I was so scared. They were like, what? I ran in the house and they were like, what? And I literally the night vision car, the FLIR, and I was trying to look out the window to see what was coming, and you couldn't see anything. And Kim walks over and she sees our reflection. She goes, is that them?
No, I was looking through the FLIR and I saw like eyes and like people, and I was like, oh really? They're here, I think. Not them.
Yeah. So I mean, I reached out to Dan to ask him if he keeps the security cameras for outside to see if it might have picked something up that night.
Yeah.
While we were out there, because obviously security cameras have to have night vision and stuff like that. I just don't know, but I haven't heard back from him yet. So I really would like to see that from that night. But I forget where I was going with that. I was going somewhere with that.
Craig said we should check the records on the land. Maybe there was a Katie in there at some point.
Yeah.
We should.
That's what I was going to ask my friend Mark. My friend Mark Skygo, he's an awesome researcher. I was going to ask him to see if he could find anything because he's really, really good at that stuff.
Because that was very odd.
Yeah. What was I going to say? So aside from that, I forget where I was going. I was going somewhere with that. I don't know.
Well, it'll come back to you.
Where the frick I was going. Damn it.
It'll come back when you're not thinking about it.
Oh, because you guys were talking about bangs and stuff. Like even at that moment, like I heard a bang at the back of the house. And it sounded like it was outside, but I thought that's why I was turned around looking at the house because I was waiting to see one of you guys walk. Nobody ever did. But
that was my body hitting the house from you throwing it. It's okay.
No. That's why, like I'm saying, that was right because when I turned back, when I was turning back around, that's when I saw the thing. That became such a big, huge thing that I forgot that I heard the bang and didn't see anything happen after that. Like I just totally overlooked that part, because as soon as I was turning around, it didn't even give me time to compute in my head. Like, okay, nobody inside was walking around. So what was that bang? Because then I saw that shit and I was like,
no, because we were stationary at the time doing the EVP. So when you came running in, we were all sitting.
Right.
Because there was only 3 of us inside the house.
Right. That was when they got out.
Yep.
That's when they got that, when we went outside. So definitely was interesting.
There were a lot of on a different subject. There were a lot of flies everywhere.
You're right. Always every time I've gone,
like flies in the windows, like flies, and I was opening the windows upstairs to let them out, and
that was awful.
It was just like it was like gremlins. They were like popping out everywhere. You would like hit them with water and poof, like 82 would come out.
Gross.
It was
that was the least amount I've ever had there.
I was saving them.
I was not.
I was saving
them. You did.
I killed
them. I said, 22. Just let me get them and let them out. So I was letting them, I was getting them out of the house. But yeah, that was definitely, there was a lot up there, but
the time I was there by myself, I was joking with Dan. I kept text messaging him. I'm like, you're giving me $1 for every fly I swat. And no joke, within the one day I was there by myself, it was in the hundreds. It was bad. Worse.
I mean, it was bad. We were there, and the fly. I mean, I killed a bunch, but I mean, I was letting them out of the windows too, and it was like the same amount would come back 10 minutes later of what you let out. So I don't understand all that. I don't know where they were coming from or why there were so many, but it was not cute.
My audio recorder.
Some of our recordings.
Yeah, my audio recorder picked it up. I would hear buzz.
Right, Rich.
Like,
exactly.
There are dead bodies on the property, though, Rich. So I mean, I don't know if they're in the walls. That's kind of creepy.
Real quick, because I just got this, and I forgot I'm on a show at 10 o'clock. Oh, I didn't forget. I didn't realize it was 9:45. To be honest with you, I'm having such a good time. Like I didn't realize what time it was.
Oh my gosh, it really is.
Yeah, it didn't seem like it. But Heidi asked, and I
have our evidence.
I got to play the Daniel one though. I know.
I wonder if they're saying Daniel or Danielle.
Yeah, one of them. I know.
Yeah.
But yes, I am ready for the hot seat. I'm sorry. I'll be there. I promise.
Romania, Transylvania, the castle. Is my answer for that question. Where would you like to investigate?
Pogovilia Island.
Oh yeah. When I win the lottery, you're coming.
Let's go.
I would like to go to Waverly 1,000%.
I would too, but I mean, you have to like pick one. So I want to go to the castle. I want to sleep there. I want to live there. I want to go to the castle where Dracula was.
Oh boy.
I'm obsessed a little bit with Dracula.
Why am I not surprised? I mean, I'm obsessed with Michael Myers, so I guess, mine's a little bit more.
Me too, Craig.
Well, hopefully we could get this evidence, finalized. And this is kind of just like a
Yeah, Craig, I got a pro day tomorrow too, so blah.
And then this next time we should be able to play everything, a little louder. It was a little hard.
Yeah.
And then I give you a taste of what's going on up there.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh. I was so proud.
Yeah. We are going to do another one because I do want to get the Daniel thing, and I want to.
Yeah, and the other clips. I really.
And we'll have some more evidence hopefully by then and get all our clips together. We just didn't have enough time.
Yeah,
It was just-
I thought it would be enough
I
time.
just-
right now.
Gotta say, the location to me was just
Amazing.
amazing.
It's perfect.
It's everything you can ask for in an investigation. It had everything. It was.
And
incredible.
I was very
Go
not
back.
wanting to go. I almost didn't go because of all of the. I am not a negative. I don't like negative things and stuff. So I almost didn't go because of the negative feedback that I had heard, and I don't know what the hell people are talking about. To be honest with you,
Right.
because I truly loved it there. And it's a hole in the wall, but I loved it there.
I drank glitter water. I
Yeah.
I was like
You said
blowing
glitter water. Oh my
glitter
God.
water. I drank, hoping I was going to poop glitter. We were all hoping. Like, literally, we were all talking about. I hope it's glitter.
And how much candy did we ingest? Honest to God, so much
Disgusting.
sugar.
Too much.
So much sugar.
No, we're trying to behave. We're trying to behave. We're
It
trying
was
to
like
be
a
on
couple
our.
that was trying to be egged on by my boyfriend. Apparently,
Listen, slob, you'll get some later.
oh my gosh, my head just went to the other direction. Slob. But yeah,
All right, we'll do this again.
yeah, we have to. This was awesome. Thanks, guys.
We can zero in.
I
on
love
it.
you all.
I love you guys. I can't wait to. Yeah, we are. We're going to be in New York. Somebody said about New York. We're going to be at the Shanley Hotel.
That's going to be some of us. It's our second time investigating the Shanley.
My
A couple
God.
of us, it's their first. So Shanley's another awesome location. I really like the Shanley also.
Love
And
the
then,
shit.
I haven't been yet, so I'm excited for that.
Ooh, so good.
and then April, we're going to be at Wildwood Sanitarium, which is like literally 40 minutes, 45 minutes from the Hinsdale House. So yeah, that's in New York. That's in Bethany. No, I always get that confused with Rolling Hills because it's 40 minutes from Rolling Hills too.
We can do the tri-
In a couple of weeks, we're going to be up at Mohegan Sun for that because I saw West.
Mohegan Sun. Yeah.
Meeting Annabelle.
Yeah. So that's cool, right? And I gotta go. I got 10 minutes to for our show.
Love you all.
Bye, everyone.
I
Thanks
love
for
you guys
watching.
so much.
Love you all. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.